Hello, I hope all is well. Dr. Teresa, and I want to thank you for joining us today for lesson number 2 in our series 10 Times Better Lessons Learned from Daniel and His Friends. And as you know, we are in Daniel chapter 1, and we were to have read and reread that chapter. So, the next lesson that I want to share with you from Daniel chapter 1 is handle things the right way. Handle things the right way. So, our first lesson in chapter 1 was wherever you are, be who you are. And that can be tough when those around you don't have shared values. It's not an excuse, but we should be aware that everyone is not like us. Everyone will not share our values, but we still have to be who we are. We still have to live well. And so, with lesson number 2, handle things the right way, goes into not diminishing your testimony, not diminishing your credibility because of how you go about things. So let's walk through this real quickly. So remember from last time, my key verse was verse 8. But Daniel made up his mind that he would not defile himself with the king's choice food or with the wine which he drank. So he sought permission from the commander of the officials that he might not defile himself. So, first of all, he sought permission. Even though he made up his mind that he wasn't going to do it, he didn't just do it his way. And let's look at number 9, because number 9 is important. And that's why we got to be mindful that we are committed to God, that we are committed to His word, and that we are not just hearers but doers. It's benefit in being God's child. It's benefit in being an obedient and submitted child to God. Because verse 9 says, now God granted Daniel favor and compassion in the sight of the commander of the officials. So the commander of the officials said to Daniel, I am afraid of my lord the king, who has allotted your food and your drink. For why should he see your face looking gone in comparison to the youth who are your own age? Then you would make me forfeit my head to the king. So first, Daniel sought permission. So he made up his mind, I don't want to eat this food. Like, that is just against what I know I'm supposed to be doing. And so he didn't just not eat it. He sought permission. He had favor and compassion, okay? And so so the commander like, look, I don't want to get killed because you were looking worse because you're not eating the food, okay? And so then it says in verse 11, but Daniel said to the overseer, whom the commander of the officials had appointed over Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, please put your servant to the test for 10 days, and let us be given some vegetables to eat and water to drink. So he had a strategy, okay? He said, okay, I understand your position. So how about you put us to the test? And he put a time on it for 10 days. And he made his request clear, not just withhold the choice food. He said, give us vegetables and water. So he was clear about the request, okay? Then verse 13 says, then let our appearance be examined in your presence, and the appearance of the youths who are eating the king's choice food, and deal with your servants according to what you see. And so he said, oh, now after you do what I'm requesting, you take a look. And based off what you see, not based off how you feel, not based off what you think, I'm asking you based off what you see, then deal with your servants. And then it goes on to show that they was looking better after those 10 days. And so they was able to continue to eat the vegetables and drink the water. We can learn from that because we're going to be in some jobs. We're going to be in some groups. There are going to be some things that may not be aligned to our values, that we may not agree with, that we may see can be different, but you can't do it how your emotions tell you to do it. Okay? Handle things the right way because you don't want to lose credibility. Imagine if Daniel would have made up his mind and then was like, and I wish these folks would put this food in front of me and just start throwing food. They're like, what is some something going on with him? And then when you do try to share, people may have in the back of their mind, what he throwing that food? He was cutting up with the command. The man was just trying to do what he was told to do by the king. He was trying to obey the king. And Daniel just got bent out of shape and just was cutting up. So we gotta be careful. We gotta be mindful. We want to keep that flesh in check. We want to keep them emotions in check. You know, we feel how we feel. We have our resolve. We are who we are. But we need to handle those things well. Not our way, but God's way. So I'm very excited about this series. So I need you to go ahead and read chapter 2 because our next two lessons, let me make sure. Yes, our next two lessons come from Daniel chapter 2. So go ahead and read Daniel chapter 2, and we're going to go ahead and go over our next two lessons and continue to go back to one. Go ahead and just let the Lord speak to you through his word. Because remember, his word is a lamp unto our feet and a light on our path. So let God's word guide you in your everyday life. So I'm just thankful for this series. I'm thankful for what God is showing me in his word in this season for my life. And I pray it is an encouragement to you to not only look at Daniel, but other books of the Bible. And what can you learn? What can you learn? What can you apply to today? Because we want to be all that we have been called to be and to do all that we have been called to do. And if you want good success that lasts, you gotta stay connected to the source. And God is your source. So I love you all, and I'm looking forward to connecting with you all next time. Take care.